Hello, my name is Terry Quattlebaum and I'll be presenting this leadership book review today in partial fulfillment of the requirements of Nursing 5343, Leadership in Complex Health Systems at the University of Texas at Arlington College of Nursing. And the book I'll be reviewing today is called Yes, 50 Scientific Ways to Be Persuasive. There are 3 authors of this book, each of whom is well qualified to write on this topic. First is Noah Goldstein, PhD, Assistant Professor at the University of Chicago Graduate School of Business, and he has published research in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. Next is Steve J. Martin, who is a business columnist for the UK Institute of Leadership and Management, and he heads Influence at Work, which is a UK consultancy firm. And Robert B. Cialdini, PhD, who is a professor of psychology and marketing at Arizona State University, who has published numerous books, including a New York Times bestseller called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. And he's participated in decades of peer-reviewed research on why people comply with requests. The authors list several goals for this book. They want to give readers access to 50 strategies for successful persuasion, each of which is based on concepts that are validated in scientific studies. The authors state that they would like to identify psychological processes underlying efforts to influence others to shift attitudes or behavior in a direction that results in positive outcome for both parties. And they would like to identify behaviors, influencing behaviors for leaders that make decisions. They want to focus on the need for ethical use of the strategies that they have listed in their book. The target audience of this book include professionals in marketing, management, and sales. And really it's good for anyone who wants to learn to be more influential, whether at home or at work. Because one of the reviewers noted, we're all selling something, including ourselves. So what is this book about? Well, in the introductory chapter, again, the authors explain the purpose of the book and make the case for using and understanding the science behind influence. They focus on the need to use established psychological theories rather than just relying on your own personal experience and introspection to make decisions about how to influence others. There are 50 short chapters detailing each of the strategies, the supporting research, and examples for use, including evidence-based theories like reciprocation, authority, commitment consistency, scarcity, liking, and social proof. And your handouts include definitions for each of these. In the epilogue, the authors again remind us to use these principles in an ethical manner, and they provide examples of unethical use of social persuasion tactics. The appendix contains feedback from some people who have used the methods described by the authors. Strengths of this book include, again, evidence-based leadership concepts that are so important. This book is based on research regarding principles of social influence. The book's really easy to read, and the authors use storytelling to demonstrate their concepts, as well as examples from pop culture that people will be familiar with and most people will relate to. If there are any shortcomings of this book, and I struggled to think of any, it's possible that humor is overused a couple of times in the book. They tried to use humor in every chapter, and so at times it felt a little forced, and for me, that made a few of the chapters a little less engaging. But did these authors achieve their objectives? I would definitely say that they did. They provided 50 evidence-based strategies for persuasion. They made the case for the idea of persuasion as a science rather than an art. They provided many interesting examples demonstrating their concepts. They cited the research to support each of the strategies, and a reference list is included. Again, I appreciated the authors stressing that these strategies should be used ethically to create mutually positive outcomes. And they included examples of dishonest or unethical use of social influence to demonstrate their assertion that In some cases, a person may be able to achieve short-term success, but those will be followed by long-term losses, and they demonstrate this in their book. I would recommend this book for managers who need to build their negotiation skills and for decision makers who need to recognize influencing behaviors, and really for anyone who wants to learn more about the science of persuasion. Thanks for your time.